This week on Bible Stories, Delilah, the blade in the bedroom. I didn't kill him. I just opened the door. Welcome back, friends. Here, where we reimagine the most insane stories ever told. I'm your host, and today we continue our series, The Women of the Old Testament. So if you like period pieces, political intrigue, and theological discussions, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss our videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today we are looking at the story of Samson and Delilah, but from her point of view. And without further ado, let's get into the show. Scene opens in media race. Candlelight flickers against a cool stone wall. A tall woman is silhouetted against the flame, her hands shaking, her voice just above a whisper. Delilah, you want to know what happened that night? The night the strongest man alive became nothing but a blind joke. You think I loved him? Maybe I did. Or maybe I just loved how he bled when he trusted me. Flash to a scene of Samson sleeping on Delilah's lap. In her right hand, scissors glisten. Her face, normally flushed and beautiful, is devoid of all emotion. She holds his hair taut with her left hand and begins cutting. Samson stirs, then settles back down with a grunt. She continues her work with renewed vigor. Delilah, they call me traitor. But he lied first. He lied with his fists. He lied with his power. You see, they didn't just pay me, they warned me. Said Samson was a curse sent by heaven itself. So I asked him again and again, where does your strength come from, Samson? He just laughed, teased me, lied. Flashback sequence of 3 scenes. We see Samson thrice answer Delilah's question, each time giving a different false answer. His lies become more obvious, his anger more volatile. In each scene, soldiers wait impatiently outside of Delilah's bedroom, but she waves them away with a coy smile, tears streaming down her face. The soldiers shake their heads and leave, dejected. Cut back to Delilah, who wipes her eyes with the back of her hand and returns to tending Samson, a sly smile playing on her lips. Delilah, but love is patient in betrayal. It's sharper than any sword. Camera slowly pulls back as the cutting scene continues. The tent is nearly dark, save for the moonlight spilling across the floor. We see now that her hand shakes with anticipation. Samson breathes slow and deep, trusting her too much. Delilah leans in close, almost to the point of obscuring the moonlight. She sings softly, like a lullaby, her voice strangely calming in the darkness. Delilah, sleep, lion, sleep while the blade sings. Hair falls, one lock at a time. Each one sounds like thunder. Her face is blank, haunted. Finally, the last lock hits the ground with a thud. Silence. Then she throws the scissors down and leans back. Her shoulders slump and she lets out a shaky breath. Delilah seems to deflate, drained of energy and resolve. She looks up at the ceiling, waiting Delilah the moment the last lock fell. So did the silence of heaven. She's no longer whispering but speaking in a flat monotone. We see the entrance to the tent open as 4 burly men enter. They hurry to Samson's side, grabbing his wrists and ankles. Delilah flinches at the sound of his surprised yelp, but she says nothing, not even as they drag him out of the tent. The last thing she sees before the opening is closed is Samson's dazed eyes. She doesn't even feel the soldiers grab him. She just felt cold. Like I cut my own soul off his head. The tent flaps open again and sunlight pours inside. Delilah remains still for a long moment. Then she rises from the ground, brushing dirt off her dress. She walks over to the pile of golden hair, and absently picks a lock up, twirling it between her fingers. With a resigned sigh, she lays it down and exits the tent, walking purposefully toward the temple in the distance. Delilah, I watched him stumble in the dark. Eyes gone, spirit shattered. They made him dance for him, for me, for the gods. Scene shifts to inside of a temple, bustling with activity. Philistines mill about, laughing, eating, and drinking. Many turn to stare as Samson enters, dragged along by 2 men. He stumbles slightly but recovers quickly, catching himself on the nearest pillar. His blindness is obvious, but his rage is palpable. Still, the crowd laughs and jeers at his expense. Delilah sits hidden in the crowd, watching him with amusement. She doesn't flinch when he looks her way. Instead, she offers him a small, sad smile. Samson looks away quickly, muttering under his breath, "Samson, may the roof fall in," with the Philistines inside. The crowd laughs even harder at this. Delilah watches him get shoved roughly toward the center of the temple. There he kneels down, placing his hands on 2 massive pillars holding up the roof. The Philistines cheer and press closer to get a better view. Delilah stands up, pushing her way through the crowd. She can hear Samson speaking, though she can't make out his words. But his tone makes her heart skip a beat. He seems calmer now, accepting, peaceful. The crowd cheers again, louder this time. They prod him into action. Delilah presses closer, her fingernails digging into her palms. She wants to hear what he has to say. She deserves it. After all, it's all because of her. But her curiosity gets the better of her, and as Samson begins to speak, she leans in close to hear his final words. "Samson, let me die with him." The pillars crack, dust rises everywhere, screams. The temple falls. The screen goes black. Delilah screams. Then silence. Scene fades in again. This time, It's daylight. We're back in Delilah's room, which is surprisingly tidy. Her dress is clean and her hair is done, yet there's a smear of blood across her chest. She sits calmly, patiently, waiting for someone, anything. Her face is still streaked with dirt, but now it's impossible to tell if that's paint or blood. The lock of hair from Samson's head rests in her hand. She strokes it absent-mindedly as she speaks, her voice softer now, more vulnerable. Delilah, you think I was the monster? He was the storm. I just showed him the mirror. She looks up as footsteps approach her tent, her eyes gleaming. A man enters, wiping sweat from his brow. He looks weary and defeated. Delilah offers him a kind smile. He looks back at her, confused. Delilah, you didn't have to come back. I thought you'd be smarter than this. Man, I couldn't leave you here all alone. Delilah alone, she laughs, but it's a hollow sound. The man frowns and takes a hesitant step toward her. She raises her hand, stopping him in his tracks. Delilah, don't touch me. You were never strong enough to stop me. Man, but why? Why did you do it, Delilah? He begged for death. I gave him the reason. A cruel smile twists her lips. The man recoils. Disgusted, Delilah shrugs, seemingly unaffected. She stands up, her back to him. She looks out at the ruined temple, a wistful smile touching her lips. The man steps past her and reaches out to touch one of the pillars, his face full of grief. Delilah continues smiling as she speaks. Delilah, they say, I betrayed a hero. But what do you call a man who turns divine strength into rage? Not a hero, a weapon. And every weapon needs someone to pull the trigger. He turns around to look at her, but she's already gone. When he looks back, the tent flap is pinned back with a rock. He runs his hand over his face, defeated, and walks away. As we fade to black, we hear Delilah's voice echoing through the valley. Delilah, I'm sorry, Samson, I had to cut your hair. You were going to die tonight anyway. So I just saved you some pain. Besides, I hated seeing your cute little animal get crushed. That would have broken my heart. And that's the end of part 6. What did you think? Let me know your thoughts below. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, friends, stay curious and keep asking questions. See you soon.